The ever-modest Donald Trump comparing himself to George Washington this morning on NBC's Today Show. Now, MSNBC contributor Jonathan Capehart, editorial writer for The Washington Post. Thanks for joining me tonight, Jonathan.
Hey, Lawrence.
Jonathan, I want you to take a look at the ratings chart for Donald Trump's NBC show, Celebrity Apprentice. It starts off below the 8 million mark. It also starts off low in the demo, the audience 18 to 49 to 2.8. As he gets crazier, it goes straight up. He's now above a 3 in the demo, which is the number NBC cares about the most. He's at a 3.1. He's at a 3.0 the week before. It used to be on NBC in primetime, you could get a show canceled off of NBC primetime if you fell below the 3.0. I know, it happened to me. But now that NBC is not the #1 network, it desperately needs numbers like this. I have said all along that this fake campaign is about these numbers. It's the only way Trump could get attention to his show this time around. This was the way to pump up those numbers and his paycheck from NBC.
Yeah, there's no denying that, you know, this dance that Trump is doing with the American people, with Republican primary voters, I think has everything to do with whatever his business interests are. Celebrity Apprentice is clearly a business interest of his, and in every interview, if you've noticed that he's done since, you know, playing footsie with the birthers, he's always mentioned his show. And I think people, they're hearing about this guy, they're hearing what he's saying, and they figure, well, hey, let's watch his show. You know, this is America. People do all sorts of things to get attention, to make money. Unfortunately, by dabbling in the birther conspiracy theory, he's doing something more dangerous and more disgusting than making money for his company and for himself. He's ruining the public discourse. He's ruining, you know, trust in the person who's sitting in the Oval Office, which I think in the long run, if Donald Trump really cares about this country, he would cease and desist. There's plenty of information out there, facts, which he continues to willingly ignore.
Jonathan, just take us through the grandmother piece that he's now gotten obsessed with. You today at the Washington Post, and people can go online and get your column, which they must read. You take us through every step of this and show just how much Donald Trump is lying about it.
Right. The grandmother piece is very interesting because this was debunked back in 2008 when it popped up. A preacher here in the United States conducted an interview with not Barack Obama's natural familial grandmother, but his step-grandmother, his grandfather's second wife, and interviewed her through a translator and over the telephone. And he asks her the question, you know, were you there when Barack Obama was born? And through this crazy lost in translation kind of moment, she says, yes, I was there. And in earlier iterations, the tape was cut off there, and that's what spun off this conspiracy theory. But this preacher actually did a service by running the entire interview on his website, and it goes through where the translator says, no, he was, because Reverend McKay is the guy. He kept asking, oh, well, when I come to Kenya in December, I would love to go to Mombasa and see where he was born. And the translator kept saying, no. He was born in America. He was born in Hawaii. His father was studying there. He was not born in Kenya. And yet, that's been out there. It's been knocked down in December 2008. You got to go?
We're going to have to send viewers to your article online to get all the full details of that. But I think we're at the point now where Glenn Beck wears out his welcome at Fox News with Roger Ailes over going crazy in these kinds of things. Charlie Sheen gets kicked off of CBS saying crazy things. How crazy do you have to be? How many lies do you have to tell about the President of the United States? How much hate do you have to promote that Donald Trump has promoted to get yourself kicked off of primetime NBC?
You know, Lawrence, that's a question I don't have the answer to. You're there in 30 Rock. Maybe you can find out faster than I can.